All right. So what I did was I went to JSTOR. I just typed in beer, and this is what popped up. This is this is an academic article called "Liquid Modernity and Irish Identity: Irishness in Guinness, Jameson, and Ballyghawan Advertisements." I may be pronouncing Ballyghawan completely wrong, by Carmen Cooling. So what her argument is, as you could see on the title, right? She's analyzing the Irish identities, right, or the Irish kind of culture as represented in beer, whiskey, and water ads. If you don't know what Balaguan is, it's a spring water. So I just pulled one of her supporting paragraphs out, right, and just to kind of show you the method in action. So here's just a supporting paragraph I just randomly picked. A series of Balaguan ads running from 2000 to 2004 appealed to the past and to nature, and by association to a notion of an eternal, right, and pure Irish nature and character. These advertising campaigns were part of a series, The Power of Purity, a campaign perhaps best known for three specific ads: The Children of Lear, The Butterfly, and The Chase. For instance, in Children of Lear, a beautiful woman in a hooded robe and riding a horse is pursued by an evil band of demons, but saves herself at the last moment through the magical force of Balagowan. The Butterfly and Chase contain similar storylines regarding the power of evil, or excuse me, regarding the power of Balagowan water to ward off forces of evil. So, let's look at the structure and action then, right? If we kind of break this paragraph down, right, we could see her claim, right? So here's the claim, right? Again, a good topic sentence, right? This is an argument. It's an interpretation and an analytical based argument. A series of Balaguan ads running from 2000 to 2004 appeal to the past and to nature, and by association, to a notion of an eternal and pure Irish nature and character, right? So this is what Cooling has to prove to us, right? How does this ad, right? How does this ad campaign actually, symbolize, right, pure, eternal Irish character, right, and nature? And so this is the claim. This is what she has to give us. So what does she do as support, of course? Well, she gives us data, right? She said, this is the data, right? This is my data. The Power of Purity campaign, Children Lear, The Butterfly, and The Chase. Okay, so what's the warrant here? What's the conclusion? Well, it's these two sentences, right? So for instance, right, the Children Lear, a beautiful woman hooded, but saves herself at the last moment through the magical force of the water. And then, of course, The Butterfly and The Chase contain similar storylines regarding the power of evil, or excuse me, the power of Balagoan water. And so this is one of her initial supporting paragraphs for the water campaign. So what do we know, right? The next paragraph is going to go even further about the children of Lear, right, or Lur, and then several paragraphs are going to talk about probably the butterfly, and then the next set of paragraphs are going to talk about the chase, right? So we have just a good example of a topic sentence claim, right? This ad campaign symbolizes this Irish nature. What's the data? Well, we have three data points here. We have Power of Purity ad campaign, which includes these three specific ads: Children Allure, Butterfly, and Chase, right? And so how do I synthesize? Well, Children Near has a beautiful woman who saves by the magical force of the Irish water. And then I tell, okay, but even further, so this is not an exception, this is just further data. Now I will tell you about these other two ad campaigns more specifically. So again, we just have in every supporting paragraph, it should follow some sort of claim data warrant structure. And so we could look at, again, how the Toulmin method can help us not only in just overall argumentation, but at a very specific level with our supporting paragraphs, reminding us that every topic sentence should have some sort of argument, reminding us that every paragraph should contain some sort of example, and that every paragraph should contain some sort of synthesis, some sort of conclusion, right, that connects ideas. So, just our kind of final thoughts, right? Essays are formulaic, as I keep saying. Remember that. The creativity comes from you, right? Going beyond the formula comes from your ideas, your cleverness, right? Your creativity. But argumentation too is formulaic, right? There are specific components that we should always be following to make a coherent, logical argument. You have to present us a claim. You have to present us data, facts, support, and you have to kind of synthesize. You have to connect the points. You can't just leave us hanging, right, as audiences. So by incorporating the Aristotle triangle, as we'll talk about, and then the Toulmin method, you can create essays and paragraphs that discuss important topics in a very linear, helpful way. This approach will create better flowing paragraphs and then stronger progressions from point to point, because you realize that, again, each paragraph should have a singular focus. Each essay should have a very specific point to point progression. And so the Toulmin model is just another formula to help us with argumentation, right? How do we move from claim to data to warrant in a very successful linear way? Well, we just do that, right? You always have to start off with a claim. The next step should always be supporting us, or it should be giving us a supporting example, and then the next step should be some sort of synthesis. So if you remember to do that in every supporting paragraph, right, your argumentation will become that much stronger in terms of progression and point to point to point linear structure. As always, if you have any questions, please email. If not, again, enjoy the week. The next assignment will be the annotated bibliography, which I'll put up tomorrow in terms of the prompt. And so, obviously, if you have any questions, always email. If not, enjoy the rest of the week.